Hi, good evening. I'd like to welcome you to Poem Praise 2. I do thank you for tuning in, and peace and blessings be upon you and your family this evening. Now, I certainly hope that you have had a wonderful day. We are now going to get right back into Rumi. We are on page number 16. So let's go ahead and crack the book open. And here is the picture on 16. It's right there. And this is page 17. Can you see it? I'll bring it a little closer. There. And let's get into it. It goes like this. One of Rumi's most famous poems, the Masnavi, began with the following lines from the Lament of the Reed. Listen to this reed forlorn, breathing ever since it was torn from its rushy bed, a strain of impassioned love and pain. The secret of my song, though near, none can see and none can hear. Oh, for a friend to know the sign and mingle all, his or hers, soul with mine. It is the flame of love that has fired me. It is the wine of love that has inspired me. Would you learn how lovers bleed? Listen, listen to the reed. In another poem, he recited, why are you envious of this all-generous sea? These joyous waters, why to each would you deny? Shall fishes treasure up the waters in a cup? To whom will the ocean wide never be denied? It was through mystical poetry that Rumi told the following story about Solomon. When the tent pavilion was pitched, the birds came to bow down to Solomon. They found him speaking the same language of feeling in which hearts speak to hearts. To speak the same tongue is family and kinship. When we are with someone to whom we cannot confide our secrets, we are like prisoners in chains. Many an Indian and Turk speak the same tongue, and many a pair of Turks are as strangers to each other. The tongue of mutual understanding is different. To be one in heart is better than to be one in tongue. Page 18 and 19. Rumi told the story of Moses. When Moses was on a journey and he lost the fish he was planning to eat for breakfast. He retraced his steps and found that the fish had jumped into a flowing stream. He confronted the fish, and suddenly a spiritual teacher named Khidr, Khidr, appeared, just as Shams had awakened the creative spirit in Rumi. So Khidr tried to awaken it in Moses. Rumi spoke of Jesus as the Messiah, known by many as a great teacher who had the ability to heal the sick and revive the dead. Rumi said, "Each of us is a Messiah in a world of people. In our hands is a medicine for every pain." Going on to page 20 and 21. There's 20. And there's 21. Still thinking about Shams, hoping he would return, Rumi began to whirl and circle, turning round and round a pillar while his students watched. Then one day, while wandering in the marketplace, Rumi heard the sound of men beating gold. To Rumi's ears, the sound became Allah Akbar. Allah Akbar. I know I said the Akbar correct. I'll spell it for you. Allahu. Akbar, which what I just said is God is greater. God is greater. Now Rumi circled and circled. Round and round he went without stopping for 36 hours until he fell to the ground. Then he began reciting his famous Dawani Shamsi Tabrizi in honor of his beloved teacher. Rumi had felt so close to God while turning that he began teaching the circling dance to his students. They sang, "We came whirling out of nothingness, scattering stars like dust. The stars made a circle, and in the middle, we dance." Those who performed the dance became known as whirling dervishes. And we turn the page. 22 and 23. Rumi's verses also turned and turned, or Rumi's verses, I believe is the word, also turned and turned. His poems were about love and mercy as the purpose of the universe. Through his poetry, he told stories and fables and included commentary on Quranic verses. It is even said that his Mathnavi is the Arabic Quran in the Persian language. Whirling dervishes danced to his words, spinning out their love for God. Rumi recited his poems, only a few at a time. Students wrote down his words. In time, Hus Samuddin Shalebi, Chelebi, became his favorite student and continued to write down the poems. There are 25,000 rhymed couplets in the Mathnavi and 40,000 poems in the Dawani Shamsi Tabrizi. Rumi also wrote a prose work called Fahi Ma Fahi, known in English as the Discourses or Signs of the Unseen. Rumi became famous for his teaching stories about God. Here's one of them. Nobody. A man knocked on the door. "Who's there?" asked God. "Me," replied the man. "Go away then," said God. The man left and wandered in the arid desert until he realized his mistake. Then he returned to the door and knocked again. "Who's there?" asked God. "You," replied the man. "Then come in," said God. "There's no room for two here." Rumi wanted children to find God everywhere and everything. He recited, "God has hidden himself in the sea and revealed the foam. He has hidden himself in the wind and revealed the dust." At the age of 66, Rumi became very ill. He died on the night of December 17th, 1273. As he lay dying, he told his students that this was his wedding night, since he was finally going to join his beloved. Rumi passed into union with God. That evening, the Konya sky shone a brilliant red. Rumi had earlier written a poem about death. "On the day I die, when I'm being carried toward the grave, do not weep. Do not say, 'He's gone, he's gone.' Death has nothing to do with going away. The sun sets and the moon sets, but they are not gone. Death is a coming together." His tombstone says, "When we are dead, seek not our tomb in the earth, but find us in the hearts of men." Today, Melvana Rumi is considered one of the most revered mystical poets who ever lived. His inspired verses and his whirling dervishes show that his love of God turns forever. After Melvana Rumi's union with God, his scribe Hasmuddin Chelebi carried on his work. Later, Rumi's son Sultan Valad became a teacher like his father. Sultan Valad organized the whirling dervishes and perfected the dance. He made the color of the inside robes white. He wrote down his father's teachings and created the Mevlana Mausoleum, which has a green dome known in Turkish as Yeşil Türbe. The whirling dervishes continue to worship and dance to this day. This is the last page. So I'll read the last page, and guess what, guys? We're done with the book after this. About whirling dervishes. When whirling dervishes turn in circles, they are in a state of prayer. As their bodies spin, they believe they are in a still point in the center of their being that allows the heavens and the whole universe to join in the dance. They turn in a way that will make the light of God descend to the earth. They believe that divine light comes through the right hand when it's turned upward. The left hand brings the light down into the world. They have faith that their turning will will bring peace and love into the world. Before the dance begins, the dervishes slowly walk around the floor 3 times in a circle. Each time they kiss their teacher's hand to show love and respect for their master. Then suddenly, they throw off their black robes as if they are releasing the things on earth that have kept them from God. Underneath their cloaks are dazzling white gowns which stand for divine light. When they spin around, it is like seeing atoms dancing around the sun. It is a heavenly dance, the dance of eternity. God's Spirit turning in us, making the universe turn. Head unaware of feet, and feet head. Neither cares. They always keep turning. This is the last page right there. And that does complete the book of Rumi. And may you be blessed and have a wonderful rest of the evening. From me to you, here on Poem Praise 2. All right, till next time. Later, y'all.